survived! Yay! Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new review for Spartacus War of the Damned. This episode was called Spoils of War. There is plenty to talk about. Let's get to it. First, as I mentioned, Saxa and Agron survived. Yes, because I was not ready to say goodbye to them. And quite a few of you thought they were going to die. Understandably so, given the position they were put in last episode. But they survived, thankfully. So we get to see them fight for one more episode at least. But the biggest thing that I want to mention is that Caesar cut his hair! Oh my god! He finally looks like the Caesar we all have come to know. When he turned on, I was like, oh my god, that's Caesar! But I kind of like the scruffy look better. So can we go back to that? No? As I mentioned in last review, we spent most of this episode within the city with the Romans who took over. Before the Romans invaded the whole city and took it back from the rebels, we got quite a few exciting scenes, including seeing Crassus fight for the first time. It was fun to see him in action, doing his thing. But of course, the best moment was when he called Spartacus, and Spartacus turned and looked at him. And they had this moment between them, like the nemesis facing each other for the first time. I literally had chills. Wow, so good. That was amazing. I love that moment. So good, so brilliant. Next, I want to move on to Corey. Poor Corey. Tiberius is just becoming one evil person. And he's kind of bratty, but not in a good way. So not liking him too much right now. And I'm rooting for Corey. Speaking of Tiberius, he had such a great exchange with Crassus, full of subtext that Crassus, of course, didn't get, but we, the audience, totally got. And it was kind of heartbreaking because you're like, oh, Crassus, you have no idea. I also want to bring your attention to what Tiberius calls Crassus. He calls him Imperator and not father anymore. And I've noticed because I've heard Stephen DeKnight mentioned it. And the first time that Tiberius called his father Imperator was right after decimation, and if you notice in this episode, he never calls him father once. Pay attention to what he calls his father in upcoming episodes. I think it's very telling to their relationship. I love that subtlety and that character development, so I thought it was really cool. Next, I want to talk about Laeta. Poor Laeta, who thought she was saved after the Romans took back her city, but she didn't count on Crassus totally giving her away as a slave to Heraclio. And after being branded, she pretty much stands a slave. But now, a romance between her and Spartacus is way more likely than it was a few episodes ago. And my favorite part of the episode was, of course, Gannicus' story with Cybele and how they totally escaped the city. Such an exciting storyline, and it was really nice to see the story focus on Gannicus because I think it reminded us what a key member of Spartacus' team he is. Not that we forgot, but it's always nice to be reminded. And even Spartacus is like, whoa, I thought I was hard to kill, but dude, you're like up there. Of course, he didn't say dude, but actually, he said, quote, and I believe myself a difficult man to kill. Finally, I mentioned in my last teaser time that we would find out more about Crassus' plan, and we did. And it's not pretty. I don't think it ever is, but this is just keeps on getting worse and worse. He has built a wall and a huge hole to prevent the rebels from escaping. That's why he wasn't worried when they all fled the city. Damn that ending every time, guys. And of course, you guys all know what's coming next. It's teaser time, yay! Next episode is called More Indecepta, which means death is undeceivable. And you'll understand what that means when you see the episode. quite a good moment. I have quite a few things to tease you about this time. First, I can tell you that it's cold. It's really, really, really cold. I was cold watching the episode. That's how cold it is. 2, we're going to see more of how smart Crassus is. As you know, that's never good news for the rebels. For Crassus's fans, you will get a really good scene with him that should please you. Kore takes matters into her own hands and answers a question I've been asking myself. It's a pretty good episode for her. I was really excited. Tiberius calls Spartacus the fucking savage after seeing something he does. Yep. Finally, I will leave you with 2 quotes from the episode. First one is, "You have been bested by more devious mind." Second one, which is the last quote of the episode, it's a partial quote, ... the blood of Marcus Crassus. Yep. Are you excited? Isn't that an amazing tease? I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. So make sure to tune in next week. I think that's all I had to say. I cannot wait to hear what you guys thought of the episode, but more importantly, I want to know, do you like the new Caesar hair or the old Caesar hair? Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you can click the like button below, it's the thumbs up below, always puts a smile on my face, and that would be really, really cool. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, so you don't miss any of my Spartacus reviews. And that's it. So I will see you guys next week, and thank you so much for watching. Bye! But if you've seen the episode, I'm sure you're very happy to see that Crassus and Spartacus are back on the same team. But before I get ahead of myself on this,